Hello, how are you today?
We'll talk about it.
All right. So, well, do you want to just jump right
Yeah,
in?
let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm already on a roll, so.
I'm definitely sensing you're ready to get going.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what's going on today?
Just on my way here today,
Uh,
I was disrespected, and I'm pretty angry about it. So,
oh wow. So, all right. So let's explore this disrespect.
yeah. So I went up and I asked somebody um, at my job to give me something, and he's the front desk service guy, so probably shouldn't be giving me any sass, right? And he gave me the biggest sass I have received in a long time, and it was just extremely rude. He shouldn't be questioning what I'm asking. It's part of his job duties to hand me something. He was just so rude about it. And then on top of that, he got a bunch of other guys to laugh about it too. So I'm sitting here as a woman that probably looks like I'm 16, as I'm told, being laughed at by like 8 guys, and it was just really rude for something as simple as handing me something.
So I'm sensing you're feeling a little bit of embarrassment because the guys were laughing.
I guess that's true. I probably wouldn't have admitted that, but yeah, that's true.
All right, and it sounds like this is he a colleague? Are we talking about a colleague?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So
that's one I talk to very often. But yeah.
Gotcha. So I hear you saying this guy gave you sass.
Yes.
He gave you sass.
So
Now, can you describe this? What the sass look like? Because I think my vision of sass might be a little bit different. So describe the sass for me.
Instead of just doing what I asked, he kind of grabbed the paper and almost did like an eye roll, like, oh, I can't believe you're asking me this. Like it was an inconvenience to hand me something. So there was no words exchanged. He didn't look at me. He didn't say a word to me. It was just a horrible experience. I'm going to tell you right now. So no words, no eye contact, just a rude gesture.
Okay, so let's take a moment to kind of breathe.
You're right.
Yeah, wow, because I can see you are worked up. You are, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna work through it. So explain to me a little bit about him questioning. Was he questioning you? Help me understand that because I'm having a hard time. Did he question you, or were you asking him a question and it seemed like he didn't want to respond? He kind of responded, kind of.
Yeah, I think he was annoyed that I was asking something of him, so he just didn't want to deal with it. I'm not really sure, but he was definitely rude, and I don't know if that was just because he was trying to be cool around the guys that were around. But this isn't the first time I've experienced this, so I think it just like made me more mad than it would have if that was a one-time thing. But I think it kind of triggered something else that it reminded me of other times. So I just got me escalated really quickly.
So describe or give me the kind of situation in which you felt like this before, because I noticed you said it kind of triggered something in you. So it sounds like we know the embarrassment was there. We've already pulled that one out. But the anger. So is it a mad anger, or describe for me what type of anger this is?
This time specifically, I'm really mad, but I think it's different depending on the actual situation. So I grew up very considerate to other people. I almost too quiet because I don't want to step on people's toes. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to jump in front of even as a little girl in gymnastics. My mom came and asked my instructor after class how I was doing, and the instructor had no idea who I was because I was so quiet, and I would just let everybody go ahead of me, and so I've always just been this type of person that's like, go ahead. So I in turn expect other people to act like that. And when they're not considerate and they don't think of other people, and I can't give you a specific situation, but just all the time when I see people that aren't being considerate towards others, and I know that mine's an exaggeration, but I expect that of other people too, and when they don't do that, it makes me angry.
So what I'm hearing is that this isn't the first time you felt looked over, or like just maybe someone was passing you by, or you just weren't acknowledged. And that feeling of not being acknowledged, or even in this situation, being somewhat of a pest to the individual, it caused a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
And anger. And okay, all right.
Yeah, it's all about, the respect and even responsibility aspect of it. Like, I don't ever want to say something that's gonna make someone feel the way that, I did in this situation. So when other people do that to me, it definitely makes me angry because, I try not to do that towards people because I really don't want them to feel that way. So it just stinks when people do the opposite right back, like, could you, like, I don't know. People just don't think about their actions, and I feel like I'm very thoughtful with the things that I do, so much so that, like, I don't get noticed by people, which is fine, but, like, I just expect the same thing from other people, so.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that you want to see what you're giving reciprocated.
Exactly.
And the mere fact that it's not, it angers you. I hear you say that you don't expect it, but at the same time, it would be nice. And is that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not something that I require or ask for, but at least some indication that people are thinking about each other when they're interacting. Like, people are selfish sometimes, and it's not even just that. It's just that simple act. Like, I could be kind. That guy could have been kind and just handed me this stinking paper, But just the fact that he had to exert more energy by being mean, making those faces than he would have if he was just kind about it. That's the kind of thing that is just not right.
Now, describe for me how you reacted in the moment.
Of this thing today, yeah. So I just jumped straight to 10 in my book, and I didn't tell him anything. I might have rolled my eyes when I turned around, but I don't think he noticed that I was angry, and I think that stems from me wanting to make other people feel good and not wanting to step on other people's toes, and it wasn't until I was away from him that I really got angry.
And so because you felt like you were angry and you didn't want to step on anybody's toes and you constantly want to make people feel good, you kind of feel like you're disservicing yourself. Is that, you feel like maybe, am I warm?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, okay. I can see that. I hadn't thought of it before, but yeah, I think that makes sense.
And you can take a moment to kind of think about it and just see if maybe the fact that you had a moment to get back and say something.
Yeah, it's just, it seems crazy to me that even though he had just disrespected me, that I didn't turn around and, I didn't change who I was because of that. I was a little bit passive aggressive, obviously. I didn't say anything, but, I could have been justified in turning around and giving it back to him, and I'm calling his supervisor and, making it a huge ordeal and getting him in trouble, all this stuff, but that's just not who I am, I don't think. So unless it's like a really deep situation, I don't think I ever would.
And how does it make you feel that you didn't do those things?
That's a loaded question because obviously I want to stand up for myself, but I also see assertiveness as being usually unkind or stepping on people's toes or making people feel bad or uncomfortable or so I wish I could do that, but so in that sense I feel like shoot, I wish I could, but then on the other hand I feel great because this guy doesn't know I'm upset with him and he doesn't think there's a problem and he feels good about himself even though he was just a jerk, so it's good and bad, I think. So obviously I'm angry, but yeah, so I think there's two sides of the story.
Okay. Well, we'll take a little while and we'll continue to kind of work through it and take a few minutes to just kind of breathe. And is that okay with you?
Yep, sounds good.